The New Silk Road, mega project within the transport and logistics system One Belt, One Road, that unites the infrastructure programs of the countries of Eurasia into a single, seamless route. The President of China announced the start of the project in 2013. By today, 40 countries have joined this initiative, including Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Germany, Italy, Spain, the Scandinavian countries, and others. The integration of infrastructures is accompanied by the creation of financial institutions, special economic zones, as well as cultural, educational, and trade centers. Meanwhile, the industry is facing new challenges. Last year, the pandemic almost paralyzed the activity of many industrial and transport companies all over the world. The railway has remained almost the only means of transportation left, having ensured the supply of pharmacy goods and food products across Eurasia. Stability, environmental friendliness, efficiency, technological effectiveness, and digitalization are the future of the transport and logistics industry of the New Silk Road. Who will lead this future? UTLC ERA defines personnel training based on common approaches throughout Eurasia as one of its strategic goals. To accelerate the processes of economic convergence, UTLC ERA has initiated a transport and logistics career center platform involving employers, students, and graduates, and international scientific and professional exchanges. Together, we are forging the history of the industry, the future based on partnership and shared strategic goals.
Good morning. I would like to welcome everyone, all the countries that have joined our teleconference: Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Austria, Germany, China, and all other participants. Welcome. Welcome. Today we will discuss the future of transport and logistic industry, future of the New Silk Road, and young specialists who are going to create this future. My name is Armenia Shaginian. Today I will moderate the conference together with Alexey Grom, Director General of UTLC ERA company. Thank you for being with us, and I am happy to introduce our speakers. This is the companies of the industry from different points of our continent. So let's start with the East. We have Director General of Shenzhen Neptune Logistics, Madam Ju Luji. Director on Staff, Kazakhstan Temirjoly, Tamira Mikulich. Deputy Head of Center of Internal Communications of a Russian Railways company, Margarita Sotskaya. Executive Assistant of Director General, Duisburger-Hafen, Mr. Cao Guanja. Dear participants, let's welcome the speakers, and we also have a Head of International Programs of the leading universities of Russia and Europe, Russian University of Transportation, Pavel Yegorov. University of Applied Sciences, St. Pölten, Austria, Hirut Rosberger. University of Applied Sciences, Augsburg, Germany, Vladimir Goldenberg. And let's welcome our youngest participant, who is the student of Master of Fruit Meat and Beijing Transport University, Alexey Pelevchak. Good afternoon, dear speakers. Good afternoon, dear audience. Once again, today we work in the format of live discussion without long reports, without long speeches. The translation, the online translation is done in 3 languages, and also there is a chat, dear audience. If you have some comments to what the speakers are saying, if you have alternative opinions or any questions, please feel free to put down your question in the chat. We'll take care of the comments, and I would like to address to Alexey. Alexey, could you please tell why today this international dialogue with the invitation of different institutions, different generations, different countries is so important for transport and logistic industry? Yes, thank you. Armene, I would like to welcome everyone, and being in quite an ordinary role of moderator for me, I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for being with us today, that you supported our new project with your participations, and we called it the future of the Silk Road. And answering to your question, Armene, well, you know, the answer is very simple, especially today. We support the dialogue, we create relations, and we take care about our future. And all that is so natural. These processes are so natural that make Eurasia even more successful, even more competitive. And of course, these processes are specifically important for transportation industry, in particular for railway industry, which for many countries, almost for all countries which are along the modern Silk Road, this industry are the key systematic one which identifies the level of life, the quality of life for people who live in our countries. And actually, I would like to say, actually, we are very happy people working in the transportation industry in Eurasia. First of all, because Eurasia is a wonderful continent, and on the one hand, we have lots of differences. We have different traditions, different stories, different history, different architecture, different cuisine. And I'm especially happy with this when I visit different parts of Eurasia. But we have a lot that unites us, and namely railway industry, railway infrastructure. That is something that makes our life better, that unites countries, that unites companies, that unites people. And of course, in order to remain successful, in order to develop and be competitive, we need to develop infrastructure. And not only develop technologies and IT technologies, we need to share this competence, all our knowledge with the current students, with tomorrow engineers, logistics specialists, financial specialists, lawyers. And I believe that it is a very interesting task. And that is actually the answer to your question. I'm very happy that today we have a lot of wonderful speakers. And once again, I would like to tell you, thank you very much for your participation. And I'm happily waiting for your speeches. And also, I'll be very glad to ask you questions, and I do hope that it will be very interesting and interactive discussion. Alexei, thank you. Alexei, colleagues, let us start with the point that we are going to see how the industry is going to change, how trans-Eurasian transportation is going to change in the nearest prospect. Madam Zhu, I would like to address this question to you. You represent one of the largest expeditors of China. Could you please share your vision, your forecast, how the Silk Road is going to look in the nearest 10 or 15 years? Madam Zhu? Yes, can you hear me all right? And now I'm in China, in Shenzhen, that is not far from Beijing, and Shenzhen is located at the south of China, and for me it's a great honor to be here at this event today. And from the very beginning, what I wanted to start with, this issue is very important, the future that we're discussing, what is going to happen after 10 or 15 years. Well, it's hard to say precisely, but what we can say for sure is that in the future, we should develop this industry for comprehensive and sustainable work. We should exchange experience, and we should pay special attention to international cooperation. We should help each other to get to know the culture of different regions and become not only partners but also friends. And along this way, in the future, for the next 10 or 15 years, I believe it's very important to consider the trend of digitalization, IT, and I believe it will deliver us lots of new opportunities. And overall, speaking about Eurasian market and technical development on this direction, we really need to continue integration into the region and reach a new level of digitalization so that trans-Eurasian transportation would be more profitable from the point of view of ratio between the expenses and the profit. And I'm very happy that lots of young specialists are interested in logistic industry. Yes, thank you very much. I give the floor to the moderator. Thank you very much, Madam Ju. Alexei, do you have anything to add? Yes, I'm very happy that in the first speech, our speakers mentioned that we are working not only with the working relations, but human relations as well. I would like to deviate a little bit from the scenario, and I would like to share a short story. At the beginning of the previous year, in quite a bad epidemiological condition in Russia, unexpectedly, our partner, Neptune Company, sent us two huge boxes with masks and gloves, and that was not because it was organized probably not because we have contracts and we work on these contracts, but that was a very good evidence that good business relations, good joint work will result in establishment in very simple human relations. And it's very much to the point to remember this story and once again say that we are grateful to our Chinese partners. Thank you, Alexei. We'll also ask students to share their opinion about how they view the future of the Silk Road by 2035. And they have prepared a video for us. Let us see this video.
The new Silk Road will be integrated and make economic progress.
Roads, railways, ports, oil and gas pipelines will form a single network.
Перевозка товаров занимает 11 дней из Китая в Европу.
Better equipment, lower cost and higher efficiency.
Это высокая маршрутная скорость движения контейнеров.
Shared network.
Эффективность, высокотехнологичность и рентабельность.
It is providing a great opportunity to underdeveloping countries for making their economic rate strong.
11 days, says one of the students, for shipment from China to Europe. Alexei, as far as I know, it takes less time. Actually, I have to know that I have just learned a very interesting and very mature idea and understanding of our European transportation system. This is what was said by our students. This is what we are discussing with our colleagues, how to be more efficient, how to be more competitive. And of course, it means to improve the service quality, to decrease the expenditures. In regards of the 11 days, you're absolutely right. There are such shipping terms, and it's a complicated task which we fulfill successfully together with our partners and colleagues. Today, I believe that our students have to set more ambitious tasks, and I believe that they become the real top managers. The period of delivery from China to Europe and back will not exceed 7 days. That's a really great challenge, and who will meet this challenge? Actually, we have to set very complicated tasks to be successful. But actually, there is such a fundamental understanding, and I know it since I was a child, that the staff rules. And now this is the time to give the floor to professionals, to experts. In particular, I would like to say that now, my apologies. Yes, I'm especially happy that we have HR director of one of our shareholders, Kazakhstan Timirjuli company, Kazakhstan Railways, Tamila Mikulich. My question is to you. What do you think about the transportation provision? I mean, the staffing, the HR for the transportation industry. What are the opportunities? What are the problems? What is your vision on this issue? Thank you very much for your question, Alexei. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. It's a great pleasure for me to form part of this discussion and to share my personal opinion, to express the position of Kazakhstan Railways. I believe that the situation related with staff, with personnel, the current personnel, with the attracted personnel is as follows. In general, Kazakhstan market has enough experienced experts of high-skilled with the hard skills. Engineering background, technical background. It can also be the old Soviet times school, which probably still provides personnel for us with a very good, which are very good experts. From the point of view of HR, we can see the opportunities for development are in the following ways. We need to develop, we need to improve in these experts. We need to improve their soft skills, which means their communication skills, negotiations, find some unordinary solutions in uncertainty situation, not to get lost in such situations. And the key important thing is that so that these technical experts could consider railway and transportation industry in general as a commercial business, as a commercial company, which is also some heritage from our Soviet past, where the railway was only part of the state infrastructure, and they focused on this. That is why these experts didn't get used to the fact that the railway should guarantee a return of investment. It should be very efficient. It should give high productivity. We invest a lot in communication, in the reward system, training systems. So we could make this shift of the thinking of the minds. So our experts could consider railway as a business, as their business in a very good sense, not in some shadowy earning schemes, but in a very good sense to increase, to improve productivity and efficiency, to avoid this internal confidence that no matter what happens, railway will still be there, that the government will save railway. No, it's not so. We have to be efficient. We have to be very productive organization. This is where we invest efforts at the moment. Thank you very much, Tamila. Thank you for your presentation. Guangzhe, you present the largest port in the Eurasian region. What are the challenges? What are the growth points you consider from the points of view of in Germany and in Europe in general? Please, Guangzhe.
Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the invitation. It's my great honor to be here to discuss with you today about these topics. I think I want to make all we see a huge demand of the market to the working staff like trucking driver, locomotive driver. The market developed very, very fast. But if we want to build some people like this, we need some time. It is a little difficult for this time for currently to find the persons, not only for the drivers, but also for the working staff on the terminal. The second point which I want to mention is also for the education people, the young people who just graduated from the university, from the school, get the education, get his degree, but the lack of the experience. The huge question from us is how we use the knowledge or experience from the experienced professional specialist, how they can share this experience to the young generation. So I think there's the 2 points what we do support pay a high attention to at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guangzhe. I would like to ask Madam Zhu. We heard that the key challenge in Germany is with the personnel in Kazakhstan. It's a question of commercially oriented industries. Where are the gaps and there are the growth points in China? Do you mean in China at the international market of cooperation in logistics sphere? Do you mean the international sphere? Both within China and international level. Okay. If we talk about China, since China is subject to reforming this system, which takes much time. We have a very strong industrial basis, and we have developed international cooperation in the trade sphere. We continue developing this area, and the development here is quite fast and quite intensive in all the spheres. And at present stage, I don't think we have some problems with development. But I would like to note one thing. Now, we cooperate with the 120 companies, our logistic partners, if we can describe our international cooperation in this way. For us, it's very important to train the high-skilled, the high-level personnel, and already the volumes are increasing from the point of view of international logistics cooperation. As for the areas of cooperation, a great problem is that people without experience come to logistics, and we need to train them, we need to share the experience. And there are some difficulties that we face in these very sphere, that sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years to train the personnel, or we can see that they are not inclined to do that, and we need to find some other positions for them. We talk about Kazakhstan, Russia, Germany, and other places, other countries like the US, Southeast Asia. It's very important to share experience, to exchange experience, because the options that we are talking about, they are general, they are coming. Some of us speak Chinese, there are people who speak Cantonese, some people speak English, somebody speaks Russian. And in all these diversity, it's very important to find the ways to cooperate, to train the personnel, which will not only possess the special logistic skills, but also know how to cooperate. And the training of such personnel is one of our priorities. I believe that for our company, it's another important area of the future development, to grow such specialists, to educate them, and to communicate with experts from Moscow, St. Petersburg, other cities. Of course, there are challenges, there will be challenges. We will continue working to meet these challenges. Thank you very much. I totally agree with you. We speak different languages but we speak the same language in this subject. And I would like to take in the advantage of this opportunity to give the floor to another employer, largest employer of in the Russian Federation, representatives of the Russian Railways, Margarita Sotskaya. What is your view? Being a largest employer in Russia, what could you add? What are the challenges? What are the opportunities? And what is the future? Alexei, thank you very much. Colleagues, good afternoon. I welcome everyone. It's a great pleasure to take part in such a representative society of Eurasian continent. If we're talking about challenges, I would probably start with the difficulties which we face from the point of view of the Russian railways. It's at the same time, it's our advantage and disadvantage. We have many employees. We are the largest employer in Russia. We have more than 1,500 different professions. It's our advantage and disadvantage at the same time. We need to build relations with everyone. And at the same time, when we're talking about young generations, we often face stereotypes. In the regards of the industry in general, many students think that mainly all the employees are very old. If we're talking about Russian railways, we have many young employees. And the second stereotype, which is very strong as well, is that there are only 2 professions. The technical specialists of the railway itself, and of course the train drivers. No, we have more than 1,500 different professions in our company. It's a great challenge from the point of view of working with the brand, with the employer, with the young people, to talk about the tasks which we face at the moment. Unmanned quantum communications, unmanned trains, digital railways. I would say that for us, the key difficulty is to deliver to different target groups, that within one company there can be different tasks for 1,500 different professions. Thank you very much, Margarita. Alexei, you represent the voice of the youth here. Could you please tell me in which company would you like to work? What is the criteria of choice of your employer? First of all, I would like to thank everyone to take part in such a conference. I believe that such a communication is a very important step for the development of the industry in general. Speaking about an employee, it's very difficult to answer simply because for every person in a particular situation, different factors can be crucial. In general, young specialists, students in the industry are based on the following. Number one, the activity of the company and the possible prospects of growth of this organization, of this company, and yourself as an employer of this organization and the level of salaries, the internal and external policy of the company, in particular relations with the clients and employees, social significance, and of course the ranking. Alexei, what do you mean by ranking and social significance? Actually, every company during its activities forms the special attitude towards it among the experts and the community in general. If it doesn't care about safety, about environment, about the influence on other people's life, you don't really wish to become part of this company. And then a company is not just making money, but transforming life around it. You feel the significance, the commitment, you just feel part of something bigger and you are committed to the process even more. Thank you very much, Alexei. I would like to go back to competences and to dwell upon the topics from Tamila's and Lange presentations. Margarita, could you please tell us, when you employ students or when you have interns, do you face such a lack of competencies, and which competencies are the basic, are the key when you employ young talented people?
Yes, thank you very much for this question. It's really a very important question, but I should say that overall we see the context and we see lots of new and frequently changing professions. There are projects which require tuning and training in some complicated system and new competencies from the guys. Actually, we live in the context where many people already shifted into online space, and on the one hand, we're making focus on cross-functionality. That is, we pay attention to the guys who can work at the borders of different areas of knowledge. And together with this, of course, there are new professions occurring with new competencies. And basically, these are drone operators or architects of intellectual control systems. These are constructors of smart railways. So these are the guys who come with new competencies. And up to this, they never associated probably themselves with the railways. So it's important, I should say, that the guys should have competence in different areas, and that is the key value. Thank you, Margarita. Alexei, colleagues, we also asked students to speak about the competencies that they consider important for themselves and for the future career, and they have prepared another video. So let us look at the screen.
Skills of economic and mathematical analysis, business intelligence skills in supply chain planning,
and also international vision.
И выстраивание работы команды таким образом, чтобы каждое звено в ней было надежным.
Innovation abilities and stress tolerance.
Customer-focused innovation, planning and organization.
Создавать и использовать цифровые сервисы.
We need the ability to update skills constantly.
High communication skills.
Из-за повсеместной цифровизации, я думаю, это будет скорость принятия решений, навыки работы в команде, а также умение быстро обучаться.
I think that it's time we also invite institutes to ask them questions. And now I have a question to Pavel Yegorov. You have just heard the wishes of the students and their ideas about the main competences of the future. How MIIT, my alma mater, is preparing to this? I will call Moscow Institution of Transport Engineers in the old manner. How do you prepare for this? How do you change your educational programs? Colleagues, good afternoon once again. I'm happy to welcome everyone today. The development of modern transportation markets require from the company companies very quick reaction. Either change or die. We got new critical factor which impacts the efficiency of modern business. And as you know, this factor today is digital transformation. Implementation of digitalization impacts on efficient communication and development of soft skills. Our university, for more than 2 years already, is dealing with developing of new innovative educational programs with the accent on their strengthening. The university applies new approaches to education using such elements as gamification, cases in teamwork, and also from the first year our students are into the project activity where they practically solve through transportation and managerial cases together with the biggest companies. And in my opinion, for today, it's a very important task. Thank you, Pavel. Thank you very much. And now let's listen to the experience of colleagues from university. Hirut, please, we invite you to the discussion. Speak about your experience, how educational programs change in your place. Could you please switch on your mic? We cannot hear you.
Now, thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank you for your invitation for this program. And yeah, we have in our university, we are actually in our department we are a study of bachelor and master's program for railway engineers. And additionally, we do have a master's program in continuing education where different countries are like in Europe, Germany and Austria and Switzerland, just giving a course together. And we have additional dual degree program, for example, with the University of Moscow MIT. And additionally, we do have continuous internationalization and intercultural to just upgrade internationalization and intercultural competence of the students, so our graduates, because we know that the global market needs such kind of communication skills. Besides engineering skills, we need also language skill, communication skills, and so on, intercultural presentation and so on. So we do have courses in our during the study program, as well as we have also railway English, for example, railway English, where the students will be fit in a specific railway English course. So from the first semester to the sixth semester, for instance. And we do have also international iLab, with iLab, a big project where different international students could just engage and work their own projects. And we do have also courses like intercultural presentation and sharing and communication, negotiation and marketing, customer orientation, and so on in international aspect. And we do have International Week, where we invite different instructors from different countries, and they make courses for one, say, intensive week, for instance. And our students also go for one intensive week abroad to get international just experience and to work. We say it's International Railway Operation Week, for instance. So we are aware of that the global market needs such kind of, besides engineering skills, soft skill and internationalization and interculturality. So we are just working on that. We are just improving from year to year.
Hirut, thank you very much. Lots of interactive programs, and I can hear, dear colleagues, I think I will address this question to Vladimir. To what extent do you think a high educational system can get adapted to the demands of market and employers? Vladimir, you have the floor. Could you please switch on your mic? Vladimir, could you please switch on your mic? Well, I'm sorry for this delay. Yes, now we can hear you perfectly well. Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I would like to say thank you for the participation to be here in the teleconference dedicated to a very important problem. I would like to briefly introduce our university and answer the question. The University of Applied Sciences in Augsburg. This is the higher educational institution in Bavaria, which is more than 300 years old. At the end of 19th century, here, speaking in modern language, well-known Rudolf Diesel got the bachelor degree speaking in modern language, and he finalized his education in Munich. So he's also a transportation specialist. Today we have more than 2,500 students studying for free, lots of students from Russia, China, Belarus, and other countries. Then the motto of the university is establishment of an important personality. This is the development of personality, and we need to prepare to train and educate a personality which would be in demand in society. The applied nature of this knowledge, and we are called in the same way. So applied sciences and social competencies are created with the scientific foundation, contact with practice, and modern educational methods. Corporate concept includes soft skills such as personal qualities, social qualities, and methodological competencies. We actively develop the direction for the students, the skill of culture of entrepreneurship, creation of own startup, and this develops commercial thinking. Our university recently got 18th position in this very active business. And now the response to the question. Universities are autonomous because higher education is a prerogative of every federal land. In particular, the university flexibly reacts to the demands of the market. First of all, orienting to the profile of the region. For example, in Bayern, this is machine construction, transportation, IT, and many other things. Technological transfer and scientific transfer with the companies makes it possible for us to feel immediately the demands of economy and quickly respond, arranging new professions. One brief example from international activity. When our university partner MEED required the possibility of organization for additional training for Russian railway specialists and other transportation companies who studied at work, for the Higher Transportation Business School of MEED, we gave positive answer, and starting from 2007, the program of Master of Business Administration, we accepted more than 400 specialists of Russian railways and other transport companies of Russia, having arranged together with MEED and German railway short-term program on transport logistic business management. There were lots of groups, corporate management, and others. All the programs were arranged personally by myself. I was honored and pleased to do this, and the lectures were provided by the professors of our university. This is the example of how we can flexibly react to the demand of transportation market. Our routes went from Hamburg via Duisburg to Augsburg, and thus we successfully implemented these programs. Thank you. Thank you, Vladimir. Margarita, could you please tell about the experience of Russian railways on retraining of staff for specific projects, retraining of employees after the university, maybe for international global projects? Yes, thank you. That was an interesting question. And we actually have a whole system of continuous education for the employees and even those who are potential workers. What we mean is that we have a unique system, kindergarten, school, university, departments of the companies. That is, we work with the guys in preschool age and school children, and we're trying to use industrial training companies so that they would come to work in the company. They would be specifically retrained, and there is a corporate university which offers more than 200 different programs for the experts and specialists and for the chief officers. And if the company has more than 60% of the special staff, there are more than 60 professional centers of qualification all over the country which are dealing with the training, retraining, requalification, depending on the tasks and projects that appear. year, and depending on the renewal of technical basis, new technologies appearance and new simulators so that our workers, our employees could perform the tasks as efficient as possible and minimize their resources, first of all, to save time. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you very much. We have made an interview with Andrei Kashko, head of service of staff department of Belarus Railways. Unfortunately, he could not personally participate in our project. Please prepare the interview and show it to the screen. There is a different point of view which we wouldn't like to miss. Well, basically, we are oriented at the point that our specialists, our graduates of Belarus universities, including transportation university, after they are employed and they have practically oriented skills for this work. After this, we need to improve their qualification and arrange additional training for their specific training in some other universities, including those in foreign countries and some programs, because in our opinion, this is the most efficient to recover for this gap of specialists of a wider range, more than transportation logistics specialists who are graduated from the institutions. Well, to some extent, we could invite assistants or other specialists to work in our company, but now we are oriented at our internal resources and we're trying to improve the level of the competence and qualification of our staff via these kind of educational projects. And then they can be easily integrated in such, let us put it like this, transnational projects, work successfully in this business. And I think that for now it's justified from our side, but it's not a dogma. We can reconsider it. Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased being ahead of the company UTLC ERA. I can hear the position of all the three parties, and Belarusian Railway, for us it's very important for the company to remain successful, to improve competitiveness. And thank you very much for this, dear colleagues. And I would like to bring our discussion back to Mead, to Alma Mater. And we are speaking about international programs. I would like to ask a question about international exchanges. Is there a practice in Mead in this situation addressing to you? Pavel, you have the floor. Dear colleagues, for today in our university, we have a big quantity of different programs of international academic mobility.
We provide an opportunity today to almost every student to take the advantage of these programs, different offers which are implemented together with our partners, higher educational institutions. Of course, the only impediment is the knowledge of a foreign language, to have an opportunity to communicate freely, and of course the good educational skills. If to be more precise about the programs which we implement in our university, first of all, it can be the Erasmus Plus European Union program. It's a grant education. Today we work and cooperate with 13 European universities in such countries as Germany, Italy, Spain, Finland, and other countries. This program of DAD, Pavel Milnikov program, which is oriented at the graduated students, is implemented within the grant system. It lasts up to 1 year. It can be some subsidiaries of the International Eurasian Cooperation. In this case, we cooperate with the Chinese universities. There are different exchange, internship, summer schools included education, but the specific feature, and I would like to emphasize that about the programs of the double diploma, the priority fundamental area. Today, our university implements 20 joint educational programs with educational institutions partners, where we have more than 300 students. Some of our partners also present in our conference, which is a great pleasure for me. Thank you very much, Pavel. Alexei Pilipchak, who studies today within the program of double diploma, please share your experience. What does it give you? As far as I understand, you are in Beijing now, and do you think it's important for your future career, for your personal growth? Actually, I have a big experience in international education, and of course, it's really facilitates consider many issues related to my career. Education in Russian in China is very different, and huge this knowledge which I learned in Russia and in China, they are not overlapped. I have a lot of new information. And at the same time, if we consider that layer which is provided by the profession for my personal growth, for example, when I first went to study within the international program, the great impetus for me was not only the possibility to develop in profession, but to meet many new people with different way of thinking, with unique understanding of the world, and to open this curtain. I believe that taking into account that many large projects are not limited by one country, understanding of such a cooperation, how the thinking is organized, what do my colleagues in other countries think, it's very important not only on the level of conversation, but also on the mental level. Thank you very much, Alexei. Colleagues, a question to all of you. Do you think we have to unify the educational system at the continent, or to make it a goal in order to provide the experience which Alexei was talking was available for many other specialists? I would give the floor to Vladimir first. Vladimir, please take the floor. Please unmute your microphone. I believe that it's very difficult, extremely difficult, and probably it's impossible from the global point of view for transportation and other industry. There is Bologna process, and Russia is a part of it. Joint educational programs in some areas, for example, logistics is the optimal solution. In Germany, there is such a practice when large companies have, which have finance, like German Railways, Telecom, and other companies, they establish special chairs to have the targeted training of the experts for a particular project. It's master programs which we take part together with our partners, double diploma, double degree. We have such programs with the Moscow State University of Railway Engineering, within Erasmus and Tempus projects, which are European universities projects, and Russian universities projects. There are programs which cover many specialities. Brief example, we organize 4-week projects with the Russian students. Students come to us. Many of them, our students, go to Russia, to Moscow State University of Railway Engineering, to St. Petersburg. One of the projects was presented recently in developing and engineering of railway cars for the rolling stock. And there was a presentation in Meet, and Yakunin, former president of the Russian Railways, took part in that, who appreciated this idea. And he said that this was a good example how to unify our education. And then he just hired the whole team. Alexei was talking about understanding and communication. And I would add something to this. Students and us, we all are ambassadors of the cross-cultural communication. Thank you very much, Vladimir. Could you please tell us, the employers, do you have any ideas about that, about unification of the educational system? Please, anyone, your comments? Margarita? Colleagues, I would totally agree with Vladimir. I believe that there are some specific features which do not allow us to think about unification, which is probably unnecessary. There is a very important thing as exchange of experience. We have our exchange programs with colleagues from Deutsche Bahn, German railways, from OBW, which is Austrian railways, Finland. In addition to that, annually, within the frameworks of our youth educations, we invite 25 railway companies from all over the world, and we have to continue these programs. This for students, it's very important. Within our HR brand center of Russian Railways, we launched the big students program, RGD Generation, which includes different formats, internship, championships. We actively attracted many students to these projects, projects of the Russian Railways. And of course, students from Russian universities took part in that. And we also would like to invite students of international universities to demonstrate the opportunity to take part in the projects in the railway industry. That is why we are open for cooperation. And answering your question, once again, I could say that here it makes sense to concentrate on the educational programs, not on the unification of the educational project, educational system in general. Margarita, thank you very much. What is it? You are building the brand of the employer. Are there any specific features when you work on foreign markets? As for the brand of the employer, the core methodology is the value offer of the employer. There are key attributes which any company is transmitting, like key advantages. If we're talking about young people, first of all, international students, we probably talk about such attributes as a scale, the scale of the company, the scale of the industry, history of the industry, and possibilities to develop through the international global projects horizontally, vertically, diagonally. There are different things which are getting popular, such a called expert career. And of course, the opportunity to travel around Russia, different countries, which is a geographical development, and to develop within one big industry. As I have said, Russian Railways, we have 1,500 professions. If we unite all these professions, which are important for many companies. It's a scale, opportunities to learn different experience in the railway transport for the young people. Thank you very much, Margarita. Distinguished colleagues, Alexei, let us go back to the students and listen. What do they miss in the educational system? What's missing there? What? Please demonstrate the video.
Я бы хотел иметь больше возможностей посещать транспортные объекты и беседовать с лидерами крупных транспортно-логистических компаний.
I think it lacked the cooperation with practical industries.
Сегодня есть нехватка смежности между теоретическими и практическими знаниями.
На мой взгляд, не хватает применения навыков на практике.
Education system needs to add more vocational and practical courses.
We just focus on their book.
Получение практических навыков за рубежом, анализ и попытки их внедрения – это сейчас интересно молодому специалисту.
Both students and employers, and of course educators, say that we need the practice-oriented approach. Why do you think that possibility is missing? Mrs. Zhu, could you please comment on that? Some technical problems. Let us, please, Guanje, could you share your opinion about this?
I think it is a question how we what is the different thinking as the companies want to build the students or the colleges like what we need. But the question is, we also should take the responsibility to let the colleagues to know what is outside of the company, what is outside this industry, to get them a view of this industry, not only in a single company, but for the whole industry. So the students will know, okay, it is how worked in this special company, but I also get some ideas how it is in the industry develop in the future.
Thank you very much, Alexei. Could you please tell us? The UTLC companies launched a platform for the Career Center in order to provide more opportunities for students and educators to take part in the international exchanges. Could you please tell us about this platform? Thank you very much, Armine. It's a very brand new project. We coined this idea after we, together with colleagues, visited one of the so-called non-profile higher educational institution, and we witnessed the efficiency of this program. This program means a digital society of students, graduates, employers, and teachers. They discuss different issues on this platform. Of course, in the majority of cases, these are the issues related to the development of industry, employment of the graduated students. Somebody could look for students with classmates. Actually, I also took advantage of this platform, and I found many contacts from my university, people with whom I studied together, and we're talking about providing a very good atmosphere for the communication, to become better, to improve ourselves, to understand not only what's happening within our companies, within our countries, but to have an opportunity to learn about the process of South Asia, China, European Union countries, and of course the Eurasian Economic Union countries. Once again, I will repeat that this project is a very new, and it's great that it's from the very beginning had a very positive feedback in the Moscow State University of Railway Engineering, and I will ask Pavel Egorov to join the discussion to tell about the current situation within this platform and how it's developing for students and teachers and in general.
Thank you. First of all, on behalf of Director Vakulenko Sergei Petrovich and our institute overall, I would like to express gratitude to Alexei Nikolaevich, who was ideologist of the Project Center of Korea. The platform already proved to be a reliable tool for communication of students, graduates, employers, which includes mechanisms for their communication and cooperation. The Center of Korea is like a portal. It has a wide range of functions and potential for further development. The system is not limited. It is possible to constantly develop and reorganize this. Actually, this is a unique platform which unites functional capabilities of a new social environment and a platform for internet recruitment. And there are lots of positions in the sphere of transportation, and the priority interest is localized on transportation industry. And I would like to specifically mention that huge interest was expressed by the affiliate structures of foreign companies. And using this opportunity today, I would like to invite all our colleagues and audience of today's conference to get registered on our platform, become participants and initiators of new projects and ideas. And as Alexei Nikolaevich has said, not only for students of MEAD, but all the students will have an opportunity, as they say, to develop their competences, and the employers will get a ready-made product. Pavel, thank you very much for this presentation of the platform. Dear colleagues, I would like to ask everybody in Blitz format, could you quickly respond to what extent you think this platform is necessary and important for your work, and what is the functional of this platform that would be most useful for you? I would like to ask each of you just 2 or 3 sentences, please. Mr. Guanje, let's start with you.
Yes, I think it's a very... Shall I?
Are there any peculiarities of functional which you lack at the existing platforms and which you believe should be included as well?
I think this idea is a great idea because we also learned from last year. It is sometimes very difficult for us to use the very traditional way to train our employees or to get the to get to communicate with them. So as a new technology will help us a lot at this step. And the second, I will also want to say it is also very interesting for us to get more information about this platform. Most important is, I think, it is the communication. The people who come from different countries should get to know, to get to a very clear goal, what I can learn from this platform. How can I get the maximum benefits from it? This is my idea.
Thank you, Tamila. Could you add something? Dear colleagues, thank you for this question. Actually, I believe that every new digital platform which gives us an opportunity to communicate, exchange opinions, get acquainted with other people, find some opportunities for yourself for professional and personal development, it is what is of utmost importance now in order to attract young generation and also to meet the expectations of young generation from us, from employers. That is why any way that is useful from the point of view of KTG, we'll see how we can professionally apply it, and I'm firmly convinced that we'll find these opportunities. Hirut, could you please comment?
Thank you very much. I think it's good. It's important to have such a platform to just exchange opinions and to see experience, to share experiences, and to find solutions for the future too. So I think it is very important to have such platform.
Thank you very much, dear participants, dear audience of our conference. If you have your own point of view about the functionality of the platform, and if you have any ideas, please put them down to the chat, and we'll make a bank of ideas and consider all the proposals. Paul, could you finalize what is the difference of the platform from the existing professional social networks? Yes, of course. Actually, the main task consists in the functional options of this platform, and among main tools for the users, first of all, for the students, I would like to single out the following thing. First of all, this is the fact that the registered participants can see the proposals of employers, compare them, and find the most attractive. To keep track of the news of the most interesting company, communicate with the representatives of the company, which is also a very interesting option, which is not provided by all the alternative platforms. To locate the CV, improve and upgrade portfolio, thus attracting potential employers. But special advantage of this platform in comparison to others is an opportunity for direct communication between the potential employee and employer. HR can not only view the CV of the potential worker, but also see whether his page, his account is active, whether they have activity, whether they have some achievements, how person arranges communication with the external world, and lots of other things. Basically, the idea of a potential employee can be more comprehensive, and HR, searching for an efficient employee, takes decision while selecting the candidates will be most well prepared. I know that Alexei is registered in this platform. Alexei, could you please tell about your experience of using this platform? Yes, of course. I believe that it's very useful not only to see the active positions, but also to keep track of the use of some companies and industry overall, and also events that are arranged. The only thing I would like to mention is that now there are lots of different platforms, and their functional is different, but very important that often the capabilities of the service are not having this importance of being filled with people. I would call it an effect of Clubhouse. Lots of people heard that it doesn't have any specific complexity in implementation process, but it was very quick in reaction, and unique personalities, unique companies joined that, unique speakers joined that, and within a couple of weeks it became a top one. And here it will be the same. If we add very interesting companies to the services, interesting speakers among the future employers and future employees, it will be very highly appreciated. Thank you, Alexei. Content and audience rule, even for transport and logistic industry. I suggest that at this point we finalize our discussion as we are pressed for time. Thank you very much, dear speakers, dear audience, for being with us this hour and a half. Alexei, I would like to give the conclusion word to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear participants of this event. I was really pleased to communicate with you. I got answers to my questions. Of course, I have new questions, how to continue developing, how to be even more successful, how to arrange future cooperation between neighboring countries, between generations. And making use of this opportunity, I would like to invite you I would like to invite Alexei to come for training in UTLC ERA company. I'm firmly convinced that he will get to know lots of new and useful things, and I'm even more convinced that we'll get to know a lot of new things from Alexei, because this is a reciprocal process of training. And I'm firmly convinced that lockdowns are going to be over, and I would like to wish us that the next meeting would be personal, and I would like to see the students from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from Belarus, from China, from Europe at the same round table, so that all together with the managers and the heads of the companies, representatives of infrastructural companies, so that to further discuss strategic goals as well as algorithms of achievement of even better results. And I'm firmly convinced that we will succeed. Thank you very much, Armenia. Thank you for beautiful moderation and for beautiful arrangement of this event. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Thank you, dear colleagues. Goodbye.